2025 NFL team previews. LA Chargers, the single best team in the league against the point spread last year with a 12-4-1 record. The hopes and optimism the Chargers fans had all last season was immediately snuffed out in the AFC wildcard round with a blowout loss to the Texans. And what's so crazy is ball security was such a big focus all season for the Chargers. They had the fewest turnovers in the regular season, but when it mattered most, they had 4 turnovers in that one game versus the Texans. They finished plus 12 in turnover margin, and their style of play helped with that. Herbert only threw 7 picks, but he took the highest percentage of sacks in his career. He definitely understands sacks are better than a bad pass INT. More importantly, though, the Chargers are, a slow-paced, methodical, but physical team that wants to ground and pound the ball. They ran out of healthy running backs last year, so they picked up Najee Harris, who should fit right into this system. But, I thought the Chargers would be much more active this offseason. For a team that's almost in the Super Bowl contender conversation, they didn't really do much. They really only added one potential starter, and that's a guard, Mika Becton. They needed playmakers at skill position, in my opinion. Lad McConkey was awesome last year, but instead of adding pieces around him, they let go Josh Palmer, brought back Mike Williams, who had terrible numbers last year. There's zero downfield passing threats. I thought they were going to go and get that wide receiver Matthew Golden in the draft with their 22nd pick, but then I remembered this is a run-focused team, so instead they drafted North Carolina running back Omario Hampton. He should get a hefty workload with J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards both off the roster, and Najee Harris is still recovering from some firework accident to his eye. I'm sure Harbaugh knows better than me, but why not build around Herbert? This season, the Chargers' win total is 9.5, and this is the first team that I have real conflict with my projected win total of 8.5. Normally, a differential of 0.7 would be enough to warrant a bet, and I do trust my projections because I know what goes into them, but I keep seeing this as a 10-win team. But then on the other hand, it's a division with Denver, who their win total opened 9 wins and has been bet up to 9.5. The Raiders have been bet up from 6.5 to the over juice to -150, or -160 to even a 7. And then, of course, Kansas City, 11.5 wins. So one team at least has to be the odd man out, and I guess it will be the Chargers. The 2 previous team previews before this featured both the unluckiest and luckiest teams in the league. Chargers were neither. They played in 8 one-score games, but went 4-4. Overall, Chargers played mistake-free football, had solid special teams play, which is a staple of Jim Harbaugh's teams. Chargers did end up with the second widest gap between their field goal percentage and their opponents. LA kickers made their field goals at the 3rd highest percentage in the league, while their ops only made 72% of their field goals. Chargers kicker Cam Dicker only missed 3 field goals all season and was perfect, 24 for 24 on kicks of 44 yards or shorter. Defense was a big part of the Chargers' success. Overall, it was well inside a top 10 unit under their first-year defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter, who followed Harbaugh to LA from Michigan. Chargers allowed the fewest points in the league and had the 5th best EPA per play allowed. And they don't even really have any big names on defense either. It's not loaded with talent or anything, which makes me think Minter will be a popular head coaching candidate come this offseason next year. They did lose Joey Bosa, but they retained Khalil Mack. Keeping one of those guys helps. Other than that, they basically swapped out and downgraded, Christian Fulton to Dante Jackson. Neither was good last year, but Jackson, he's only posted a coverage grade above 56 once in his 4-year career. Last season, his coverage grade of 45 ranked him 120th out of 127 qualified cornerbacks in coverage grade. Really nothing the Chargers did this offseason screams improvement. Chargers defense did benefit from facing a top 10 easiest strength of schedule last year because of so many backup QBs faced. Chargers only played 7 games versus playoff teams, but they did go 2-5 in those games. Both wins were against the Broncos. This season, very similar schedule. It's slightly easier than league average, but they will again face a schedule of the 3rd overall worst offenses. But they need to get out to a good start because their schedule gets tougher later. Weeks 1 through 13, Chargers have the 4th easiest strength of schedule, but weeks 14 on, I have them as the 2nd toughest strength of schedule. Week 14, Monday Night Football game against the Super Bowl champs, Eagles. Then the AFC champ Chiefs, Dallas, Houston. Then it ends on a divisional road game in Mile High versus the Broncos. That's 5 potential playoff teams in the last 5 games. Chargers have 5 primetime games, which primetime games are usually situationally a negative, but because they only have one of them on the road, or a true road game, I should say, it's not so bad. Now, I have a lot of interesting things in the works for this NFL season. I'm talking with one of the betting groups I've worked for with years, and I'm going to find a way to get access to their picks in real time. For anyone who's interested in that, I'll keep everyone updated. I'm still getting info and trying to figure that out. But for anyone that doesn't know, I run a free Discord. Has all types of educational content and betting tools, but I am going to have a members only channel inside the Discord where I post my converted power ratings each week along with other stuff, and it will show my biggest edges along with bets I'm making. For anyone interested in getting access to that, you can join the Discord for free and just message me in there, and I'll explain more details about how to get access to the members only channel. I'm going to offer a couple different price points, but once the season starts, it's probably just going to be one set price. There's a lot of sharp members in the Discord too that have been there since the start back in 2020. We all share information together to help each other win, so hopefully see some of you guys in there. The other LA team is up next, the Rams, so be on the lookout for that one. And until next time, good luck with your bets.